Hey, Victoria here, um, from my hands, showing you how I worked on my kitchen floor. A few weeks ago, I applied joint compound walls, the stucco, wall stucco. I applied it to the walls and the floor of the kitchen. On the floor, I applied quite a quite a bit. I think you could maybe say 5 millimeters to 6 millimeters worth, so I could scratch down properly. And I started doing so here a week later. I started doing so here with a pencil, uh, but I didn't like the fact that it was leaving marks on the material. Although it all went away, because when you're scratching away the lines, or when you're forming the stones, um you have you have to kind of chip away at the corners, and at the sides of the stones as well, because otherwise it would just look like you just scratch. So you have to kind of form the stones as you go along, along, and creating wider space between the stones, and kind of flatten at an angle. So now I'm applying wash wash down black acrylic paint. Yeah, just a tiny amount with a lot of water. Look at the result. Still giving me an issue. I had to add more water to it. I'm using a fan brush. I would have liked to use a wider brush. I was looking for them because I have two of them, but couldn't find them in the chaos. So that that's another thing I need to do. It's to um, organize, because I had made a mess last week with everything. So I applied it everywhere on the floor. I didn't care about um, making it a uniform color. I really don't mind the fact that some places were darker than the others. It will actually help in the stones being different. So that's how it went about. I will use another brush to kind of dip in the paint, and like I'm doing right now, and apply it in the grout section. I did that so the grout, even though I will be applying in a few seconds, I will be applying colors to the stone, so the grout would be darker. And here I'm using, I think this one is yellow ochre. I will be mixing yellow ochre, burnt umber, and I don't remember the other color that is a little bit um to my taste it was a little bit too white. It's kind of a yellow that is washed out with white. Um However, I went over it with the burnt umber in some corners. I mixed the those three colors. I mixed them with the black, and I mixed them with between each other, so that I would have different shades. This is the trying to be random here. At the end, I will be doing kind of a just a wash of all the colors over everything, just to unify the stones. At some point, when I was done applying all the colors, I used the round brush and went over. The brush was not that wet, it was a bit dry, so I went over like I'm doing right now. I went over it, but it kind of removed some paint from the stones because of the nature of the joint compound. um it created kind of a wear and tear, and I really liked it, so I kind of went over a few other stones just to create a used effect on the floor. Because again, a Regency house, many generation past, people are walking on the original floor, and this is the result. You see all the white spots, and the floor is not really that leveled. Some stones are you know, used more on the side than on the other. And this is the floor. Ta-da! The I will be doing a post with me. um I had applied the diamond protector finish, varnish, however you want to call it. I applied it over the floor. I will be doing another post with that to show you guys. Thank you for being there with me.